Dire team ban.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever in the world you are. Thank you very much for your patience, and we do apologize for the 50-minute freaking wait. But here we are. It's Team Fist versus Neolution Esports. I'm LD, and I'm joined here today by the one and only Winter.
Hi, welcome back everyone after that long delay.
Yes, I'm sure we're all very happy that the game has finally begun. And Winter, before we talk about the draft, I just want to let everybody know a little bit more about these teams. So Neolution, very quickly, this is the original Neolution team from Thailand. And I say the original Neolution team because I think they're sponsoring or supporting like 6 or 7 teams in the Southeast Asia region now. But this is the original lineup with players like Intresso, KYT, and so forth. They used to be very famous back in Warcraft 3, but since Dota 2 came out, well, they've been in the shadows of Myth Trust. They weren't really a part of many tournaments, and their best performance was a top 16 finish from the 222 team and Gosu Cup 2, which is Gosu Cup Asia 2, which is a little bit back. As for Team Fist, they're from Vietnam. They're quite well known inside of Vietnam, but outside of it, not really that well known, not really that experienced. They're inconsistent and still have things to prove. So, with that being said, we are going to see some interesting things going on in the draft. But are you familiar with either of these teams yourself?
Not too much. Neolution, this is the original Neolution team, but I don't really watch many of their games. They don't play too much of Dota 2 events, and I'm not very familiar with them. But based on the draft right now, Keeper of the Light and Phantom Lancer on Neolution.
Can you say 4 Protect 1 and Turtle? Because that's what we're probably going to see here.
It's technically not 4 Protect 1, it's 4 Protect 20 because Phantom Lancer is 20 heals.
420 YOLO. That's what we're about to see.
Yeah, and I don't really like what the Vietnamese team are picking up right now because it seems they are a bit behind in the meta game and they're picking heroes that are already not so used by many of the experienced teams. Most of the teams are opting to go for Keeper of the Light and Phantom Lancer when they're not banned at all.
Well, with that being said, I do feel like this Night Stalker could cause a lot of trouble for Neolution in that first nighttime. And right now, the one thing Neolution doesn't have is a hero that can dominate him and shut him down in the mid lane. So I'm curious to see, will that Templar, Assassin, or Queen of Pain slip through, or is Fist going to look to ban them out? Because if not, we could see this Night Stalker having a big impact. And the one thing they do have going for them is if they want to go offensive tri-lane with Jakiro and Undying, that's a scary tri-lane. It is a Keeper of the Light, but Phantom Lancer's pretty weak in a tri-lane versus tri-lane scenario, and obviously Undying and Jakiro are strong. So I feel like Fist does have their opportunities as far as the early game and the laning goes, but if it doesn't start off well, they're going to be in a lot of trouble the way this is developing.
Yeah, and you can already look at Neolution's first 3 picks. That's most probably their tri-lane already, and Team Fist is banning out all those strong solo mid heroes that are able to lock down Night Stalker during the first few levels. See Queen of Pain being taken out, and one of the strong solo mid heroes.
And I love the mag ban because this hero doesn't really dominate Night Stalker in the lane, although he does well against him. But the main thing is he's the ultimate turtle, the turtle initiator. So if they have Keeper of the Light, Phantom Lancer, and mag, good luck pushing. Good luck going high ground. But banning that out, then banning out the heroes that can slow down the Night Stalker. Fist is really looking for that, that 0 to 10 minute mark to have a big impact here. And I'm curious what they're going to do for the other lane. So it looks like a tri-lane. Not sure who's going to be laning with Jakiro Undying, and then we're not sure who the other solo will be. But it does look like a 1-1-3, most likely an offensive tri-lane for them.
Yeah, you're right. Having the Keeper of the Light Rubik plus the Magnus, you're not going to push anywhere near the towers against that. But having said that, Keeper of the Light, Illuminate plus Fate Bolt is already very much a hassle to push against already.
The one thing I think they're lacking, though, is they don't have a hero that can punish you for tower diving. Telekinesis is decent for that, but they don't have that hero like Beastmaster or Mag right now, where if you ever try and tower dive, that hero TPs in and counter ganks. So that's the one thing I feel Neolution is lacking, and I guess who would they look to pick up if they want to try and counter that Night Stalker?
They could go for, like you said, the Beastmaster. It goes really well with the Phantom Lancer illusions. Inner Bliss works on the illusions, and he'll be very scary carry in the late game. It boosts his DPS up a lot. And not to
10
mention that
seconds remaining.
now Team Fist has like Undying and Night Stalker, both really
5
tank
seconds
heroes.
remaining.
Jack Hero is actually pretty very much tanky for
He is.
intelligent hero.
He's
They can pretty
deceptive.
much dive the tower and just run around with their. They have so much strength gain for Undying and Night Stalker. And Neolution really need to have a very strong hero that can deal a lot of damage and to punish when the Night Stalker or Dirge comes into the tower to dive them.
Wow, I'm interested that TA actually slips through, but Neolution chooses not to get it. They get another spammer, another hero that can shut down pushes, and it does look like it could be a tri-lane with the Gyrocopter. I assume it'll be an aggressive one. And
Gyrocopter
pretty
is
good
actually
on the
very good pickup for the tri-lane, not to mention that Flag Cannon will destroy all the Phantom Lancer armies.
Are we going to see the GGNet Gods double Rapier strat? Is that what's coming up?
I have no idea. Probably GGNet Gods playing under some Smurf account.
Well, he's mysteriously not casting GEST like he's supposed to. He says it's his internet that's the problem. I question that. So with that,
he's secretly playing for the Vietnamese team.
Oh gods, what won't you do just to be a nuisance in the competitive scene? Neolution, they can't get the mag, but they get a hero who performs a pretty similar role in the Brewmaster. And if this team gets levels, if they get levels, once it gets to that like 10 to 15 minute mark, if that first nighttime does not work out, I think Fist is in a lot of trouble because these supports don't really scale that well. Tombstone is pretty useless late game. Remaining. The PL Illusions can easily clean that up. Jakiro, he does have a nice spammable AoE stun, but it doesn't go through BKB. It's not going to be effective against the Panda Ultimate. I think if Neolution can weather the storm, they're going to be in fantastic shape come mid-game.
Yeah, look at the draft, and it really shows you what Neolution has planned. They have 3 spammers, Keeper of the Light, Rubik, Windrunner. These 3 heroes can hold out all the lanes and defend against pushes. And Brewmaster, a fantastic team fight controller, and he's not to mention that he has Clap to push out lanes as well. They're just going to create so much space and time for Phantom Lancer to farm up so that he can just 1v5 them later on.
Let me...
Yeah, you go ahead.
We're getting our feet back in the water. I have not cast in a while. Neither is Winter, so if we're a little abrasive, don't mind us. But I'm wondering what Fist is going to go for here, because for me, the natural pick right now would be Lone Druid, just to dominate the Windrunner, punish that 1v1 off-lane matchup, and put pressure on the lanes in the early game. But obviously, Lone Druid's banned, so I'm wondering what they'll go to. Do they go for multiple carries here and just try and out-farm Neolution? Maybe something like a Shadow Fiend, pull him some early regen, and let him get that Wraith Band. What do you think from Fist? What are they going to have their eyes on? Ooh, Clinks. So it is going to be that safe lane solo Clinks versus Windrunner.
Yeah, they really need more DPS, and Clinks is a hero that provides them a lot of DPS when it comes on 15 minutes of the game onwards when he gets his Orchid up, and Orchid is really good against the Phantom Lancer and the Brewmaster. So I really like to pick up here, the Clinks pickup.
I think they've been watching Empire. This is actually a hero that we haven't seen it at all really in Asia lately, but I'm excited. I think, like you said, if they have a good start, I think Neolution's screwed. When that Clinks gets an Orchid and the Night Stalker's roaming at night, what do you do? Because you can't be alone, and this is a team that's built around spreading the map, split pushing, and turtling and defending their towers. This is lined up at 5-mans, but much later in the game, like around that that 40, 50 minute mark when the PL's really fat, the supports have their core items, the mech, the pipe, the force stabs. Before that, if Clinks and Night Stalker have a great start, it's going to be easy for them. But they need that start.
Yeah, and Clinks is going to dominate his lane if everything goes according to plan. Unless something weird happens. For the mid lane, Night Stalker against Brewmaster will be, of course, in favor of the Brewmaster because he has that AoE clap to clear out the creeps and control the runes better. Not to mention that he also has that advantage when it comes to last hitting because he has the clap. Clap is AoE and Void is just some single target spell. But for the tri-lane, I think it could be whoever tri-lane to be able to win it. It just depends on the positioning play and whoever gets the better engage off. I actually think both sides has a decent chance of winning the tri-lane.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, any tri-lane that has a Keeper of the Light is automatically a good tri-lane. And obviously, you have Undying and Twin-Headed Dragon. These are heroes that are great in the early clashes, great in the 3v3 matchups. And then Gyrocopter, I think he's very underrated. In the Western scene, we almost always see him... Well, we see him offensive tri-lane occasionally, but more often it's a lot of stacking. It's getting the Gyrocopter maybe an early Midas and really going for the mid to late game, but... Offensive tri-lane Gyro is nothing to sneeze at. He's got a lot of DPS, he's got a good follow-up stun with the homie missile, and if you get close to him, you're screwed.
Yeah, he deals a lot. The Rocket Barrage deals a lot of damage early on when all the supports are so low on health. Just one levels of it, even in the early game, it takes around 200 plus or almost 200 damage to you if you take the full duration of it.
So I guess the question is, the tri-lane, we feel it could go either way, but as we look at mid lane, Brewmaster, like you said, should have a slight edge in this 1v1, just because he's got the AoE creep clearing ability. Is he not going? Well, it looks like they're going to defend their own jungle. Quickly, we'll introduce the players, then we can talk more about the matchups. We have Hanwha, hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly, on the Clinks of the safe lane. He's gotten for an early Wraith Band, hasn't been pulled any regen. Min Manly, that's a great name. Min Manly on the Night Stalker. 1v5 on the Undying, which is, he, by the way, is a fantastic 1v5 hero in the early game. Wan He Nice, good luck, Neo ES. Let's just call him Wan He Nice on the Twin-Headed Dragon. And last but not least, we have Banana, but this is not the For Love Banana, it's the Fist Banana.
And for Neolution, we have, okay, I don't know how to pronounce this, NOCS, Noxim, as the Keeper of the Light. And the Rubik, we have Upper. Yeah, and the Phantom Lancer will be played by Intresso. And the mid lane Brewmaster will be handled by Bong Sel. Okay,
could
Bong
these
Sel
guys
Rod.
possibly choose any more difficult names to pronounce? Bonsel Rote, I'm gonna say.
Okay, the Windrunner will be KYT. I'm just gonna pronounce it KYT.
So the Awfully Windrunner has gone for a lot of regen, actually. 2 sets of tangos and the healing salve. Isn't rushing that those tranquil boots, and I think this is going to work out quite well for her in a 1v1, because Clinks, well, he's gone for the extra last hitting power with the Wraith Band. This is normally when we see teams like Empire run the Clinks, they usually pull Funnick, because Clinks does have really, his last hitting is not that good at level 1. He's got low base damage, his animation is a huge windup, and no pulling this game.
Yeah, and look at what is the Windrunner doing. It's a very good move by her. Because when you pull away the creeps, when you're going one-on-one against the Clinks, it actually denies a lot of harassment from the Clinks. Because if the creeps were to meet in the actual point, the mid-section of the lane, Clinks will be able to just spam searing arrows on you very easily. And but I think he could have probably just tanked the creeps and keep it right out of the tower range. It would have been better for him. But instead he pulled it back to the tower and he gets a free easy level 2, but he's gonna have a hard time later on because the creeps will push it back up. I actually thought he would hold it right in front of the tower, just tank a bit with the hero, so that to wait for the next wave of creeps.
Yeah, really interesting how he's choosing to manage that creep aggro, and it cost him. He missed 2 last hits there. Windrunner, 2-0s so far as well, but the difference is she's in the off lane, and she didn't go for a lot of last hitting power. Click starts with the early Wraith Band. You do that to not miss last hits, but because of that tactic, it ends up going the other way. So mid lane, Brewmaster really dominating. So the 2 solo lanes for Neolution so far, I have to say, going very well. 6-0 on the Brewmaster. Nightstalker forced to void spam for last hits. And then we have to look at the tri-lane. And how's Fist doing here? Well, PO's not farming much yet, but it's not like a dominant lead, and that's a big Illuminate. They've been dewarded, Winter, and that is always trouble against Keeper.
Yeah, when you're playing against Keeper, you need to have vision of where is the Keeper his Illuminate at you. You don't want to be getting hit by the Illuminate, especially that one that hit 3 of them. That was bad.
Yeah, that was a full charge Illuminate hitting 3 heroes, and really efficient movement by the Keeper, stacking the camp, wall checking the rune, now back to the tri-lane. And 1v5's going to show up, but he would have been late even if the rune was there. Top lane Clicks doing a little bit of harassment, but actually has to be careful, can't really get too aggressive. Regen rune was picked up by Brewmaster top. And already having a better time of it mid, but Nightstalker could look to bottle Crow. Clicks shouldn't need that courier, but not opting to just yet. And here comes the courier.
Yeah, but I'm pretty surprised that they didn't pull the Clinks more regen. Because usually the Clinks needs a bit more than just one tangle. He's gonna take a lot of harassment from the Windrunner, especially the power shot.
And not only is the Clinks going to have a harder time dealing with that, but the Windrunner has a really easy time, because that Clinks can't really be aggressive. He can't force triple trades like he normally could, and Clinks is a momentum-based laner. If you have a good start, you can just zone your opponent entirely out of lane, but the way it's gone, not the case so far. They're trying to dive bottom lane, not able to find an opening. I gotta say, Neolution is having a real easy time of it in the laning stage.
I'm pretty surprised at the gyro. He's not skilling homing missile. He's going for rocket barrage and flat cannon.
Yeah, it's something we often see, but in an offensive tri-lane, very surprising. Because normally you want at least 1 point in homing missile and barrage. They don't really scale that well. Homing missile is not an ability that you normally want to level up. Rocket barrage is decent, but to not even get a point, it really limits their kill power. So I'm not sure what the point of this is, because it's not like you can push against a keeper at Rubik anyway. I mean, what do you make of this? Just doesn't
I
make
think
sense.
he wants to like use it as a harassment tool because he's just probably thinking that they won't have too much of a chances to initiate on them because of the illuminate spam, and they would just be focusing mainly on farming and trying to harass with the ice buff and the flat cannon. Probably that's their plan now, but it seems to me that they're just going to go for more passive play right now in the tri-lane.
And that completely favors Neolution, and that defeats the point of the offensive tri-lane.
And the Keeper of the Light again with his efficient movements trying to stack before heading for the 4-minute rune, but unfortunately this time it didn't stack for him. But it shows that he's always there when to stack and go for the rune. He's making it a very
oh man, Winter, that
Oh.
spam is too much. Like you said, very efficient movement. They're just getting destroyed. They're not winning the tri-lane. The two solo lanes, Windrunner's dominating this. 15 and 10 in the off lane. See that early Wraith ban, and then into the Ring of a Kill. It's not that good 1v1 unless you're pooled. Because if you're pooled, then you farm up the next items to help you stay in lane, but without the pooled regen, this Clinks is struggling. Mid lane, Night Stalker not doing well. When we looked at Fist Draft, they needed to have a good start, and they're not getting it.
I'm surprised that the Night Stalker got dominated so hard by the Brewmaster. He definitely has the disadvantage, but it's a bit too much. He's getting destroyed in the CS by the Brewmaster a bit too much.
He's getting bullied too, and I mean it also goes back to the efficient movement of the Keeper, as well as some rune luck, because he's gotten every single rune top so far, I believe.
Oh yeah, both the 2-minute and 4-minute rune, they were picked up by the Brewmaster. And I think the Night Stalker, he has to bottle crow. There's no choice.
He has been. I've seen him do it at least once. I think this might be his second or third time that he goes for it. And now Brewmaster 6, so now if you want to tower dive bottom, if Night Stalker wants to be aggressive, Brewmaster can
They see
counter
him.
that.
They see the Rubik coming. The ward spotted him.
But this is the opposite of what he wants. Right when that 6-minute rune's getting close to spawning, and right as the first nighttime begins, he's hiding behind his tower. This is exactly the opposite of how it should go. And normally you'd want to go on bottom right now, and they're thinking about it, but can they actually find a kill?
Bottom lane.
I don't know. Keeper's gonna be fine. It looks like Phantom Lance. Oh, he's got a wand charges. He's gonna pop them, then immediately doppel walks, and he'll be fine. And well, Winter, this. I gotta say, this laning stage is pretty much a disaster for Fist. Let's see if the Night Stalker can make something happen.
Mid lane is a bit. They lost the mid lane a bit too hard, and Klings wasn't able to dominate the Windrunner. And it came down to the fact that he had too little regen from the start, and the Windrunner had 2 sets of tangles and the south.
You know, it's funny because I called it a disaster, and I guess it sounds a little bit strong, but the Fist lineup isn't really built to trade. They're built to dominate the laning stage. Yeah, here comes
Bottom
the
lane
gang.
LD.
It's Night Stalker who's not setting the tempo here. It's going to be Brewmaster, just struts in, couple auto attacks, 1v5 should drop. Night Stalker finally joins the fight. First blood goes the way of the dire side, or actually of the Radiant, excuse me. Hasted Night Stalker charging in, going on to Tresso. He's in his power shot, cleans up Twin-Headed Dragon. The Hasted on Night Stalker helping him quite a bit. He does find that the 1 kill, but can he actually find more? He's thinking about it. Windrunner's joining the fight. Party in the bottom lane. 5 heroes here. Oh, she got the kill with the power shot. Unbelievable. 3 kills and the first nighttime well underway, and all Clinks could do is farm top. I gotta say, that wasn't what they were hoping for, and the worst part, there was no Panda ultimate even used there.
Yeah, and look at the CS of the Klings, and you compare it to the Windrunner. Windrunner just left his lane, helped his team to fight at bottom, and he still has the same CS as the Klings.
And it's a safe lane Clinks who started with a Wraith ban. You start with that to last hit better. Boy, this is trouble. I feel like it really just comes down to the Night Stalker setting up some nice ganks. Maybe we see a smoke. Do you just abandon this bottom lane or just leave Undying there? Give the Gyro some safe lane farm. Let the Clinks farm the jungle, because you can do that pretty efficiently when your death packs up. I think they need to start moving around the map, because if they just sit back and farm, that's going to play right into Neolution's favor. That Blink Dagger and Panda is coming up real soon. He's already level 7. And one blink clap is going to bring most of these heroes down to less than half HP.
But I don't think they can move because they had a bad start in the laning phase, and most of their heroes need more time to come on levels or bottom lane.
Uh-oh, here we go. Jakiro in a little bit of trouble. No, he'll be okay. Neolution gets yet another rune.
Okay, so the runes are like 3 out of 4 are all gotten by Neolution. The only rune that Fizz got was the haste on Night Stalker.
And even then, it was a 3-for-1 trade in Neolution's favor. And that's with the haste of Night Stalker. Jeez.
This comes to the point where they lost all their lanes, basically, and they took a gamble to go on an offensive tri-lane against Keeper of the Light. And you already pointed out before that any lane, any tri-lane with a Keeper of the Light is automatically strong.
And then, I mean, I think the big thing was the vision. Once they lost vision, that's when the tri-lane just seemed to fall apart.
The ward spotted Night Stalker teleporting bottom to start a gang. That was a really crucial ward to have when your carry is farming the safe lane and there's a hero that tends to roam a lot like Night Stalker. You need to have that crucial lane ward right before the tower.
Well, in one good piece of news, they are still in the stacks, but it comes at the cost of 4 heroes being here and nobody sitting mid. And Windrunner's bullying top. Here they go on to Keeper of the Light bottom lane, though. He's going to get in trouble. He should be picked off. Some bad positioning from him. Way too far out, and Night Stalker thinks about diving that tower. Not going to just yet. Tombstone was dropped for this.
He was a bit too greedy. Because he knew that the Night Stalker just ran in from the tower, and he was basically trying to illuminate at the jungle to give vision to his team so that they know exactly where the Night Stalker is heading, and it cost him his life.
Panda's got his blink. Oh, here comes the dust bottom lane. They want the PL. Not sure that they should have been trying to focus him, but in comes the TP from Keeper. And Panda, he's waiting. He's got that blink. He's got that ult. If they try to fight this, they're just gonna get destroyed.
Yeah, and it's a bit unlucky that Rubik actually tried to telekinesis the Night Stalker as he was running away from the tower. If he would have gotten that telekinesis off, it would have been dead. Night Stalker there.
The one good thing is this Night Stalker is creating a lot of space for the Clinks. The Windrunner's been forced to rotate around. She's been back at base, and Clinks is starting to get his farm up. Once that Orchid comes, they might have some openings, but with the Panda having the blink, they've got to find a way to just pick a fight when he's not there, because that ultimate just turns the fight instantly. And let's see, this is going to be a crucial window once that Orchid comes up, say over the next 5 minutes or so.
Top lane, they're going to try and set up a gank on the Windrunner. Clinks just used his ultimate on one of the neutral creeps.
Yeah, when that ult is used, he's tanky, he does a lot of damage.
The thing is, there's no hero standing in the mid lane for Fizz, and it's very obvious. If you're the Windrunner on the off lane, you know something is going on. There's no hero in the mid lane.
Yeah, and the creeps are just dying to the tower. It's good map sense, and backs off is going to be safe. Has the phase boots up now. Not an easy kill, to be honest.
I wouldn't say it's good map sense from the Windrunner, and it's more to inefficient play from Fizz, because when you're trying to set up a gank with the Night Stalker, you really should be having another hero to stand in the mid lane to take the XP and go. You shouldn't just waste it like this.
Winter, why you flame? So harsh. No, completely fair, though. And Night Stalker not using his ultimate at nighttime, although that night is going to end pretty soon, so maybe soon.
Oh, top lane.
Yeah, he's going for the dive. Silence to start, Urn and the Void to follow, but they need him a lot more damage than this. She's going to be able to get that Windrun off just in the nick of time. The Shackle Shot not going to latch, should die anyway to the Urn charge. Will in the end. They finally get a kill, but man, did they have to work for that one. And it's the off-lane Windrunner at that. Panda now rotates bottom again. They do have vision, but will they be able to get out in time?
And I think it was a bit of luck as well, because they were dying there. If the Panda would have a TP earlier, he just got his TP. He would have had it before. That would have been so bad for them.
I gotta say, it's a lot more even than I would have expected with the Panda having that early of a blink, but he just hasn't found an opening to use that ult. Like, he had like a 9-minute blink.
Well, I think it's also down to the fact that he didn't have a TP up there. He really should have had a TP up, because your Brewmaster, your ultimate, you have to take advantage of your ultimate as soon as every time the cooldown is up on it. You shouldn't just leave it on. Leave it your ultimate there and just leave and do nothing with it. You should use it to gain some sort of advantage.
Boy, they're still sticking with this tri-lane, and the one thing it is doing is keeping the peel down. Blink clap on 4, there's the ult, now the spear's coming in. Banana's gonna drop to this, he will fall, it's daytime, the ult gets popped by Night Stalker, but what can he really do? Immediately Cyclone up in the air, the Tombstone's still on the floor, and Winter, this just does not look like a good fight, but they're still sticking with it. Shackle Shot not gonna latch, now the Night Stalker charging in. This nighttime is not gonna last forever, they back off. In comes another spear, and they're just completely on the back foot. Clinks, no TP for him, or he does have one, but choosing not to join that power shot. Cleans up the Jakiro, they're still diving. Brewmaster in a bit of a pickle, maybe not collapsing kills. Gyro respawns, rejoins the fight, but what can he accomplish? Shackle Shot gonna miss again. The chase goes the other way. Here comes the ult from the Gyro. Not gonna be quite enough damage. The Hellfire not sufficient. Now the Night Stalker looking for a Day Void. He does get it, but at what cost, I must say. Now the other way the fight goes. He just died. He TP'd back in. He dies again. Oi, oi, oi. And now the Night Stalker's ult is on cooldown. There's your Panda ult, and there's a lot of trouble for Fist.
Yeah, and meantime, Finks takes the top tower.
He got something, and that Orchid is almost up, but that's a very expensive Orchid.
Why is he having 2 rows of Magi's when he already have Oblivion?
Oh my god, does he not know about the new recipe? Or maybe he was thinking Treads and... Because the old Orchid recipe, for anyone who's relatively new to the game, was 3 Oblivion stats, but now it's 2 in a recipe, so... I don't know, maybe a misclick there.
Yeah, and one more thing, LD, you're sounding robotic to me.
To you? I wonder if I'm sounding robotic to the stream. I guess let's restart the call. You want to call me back real quick?
Okay.
Guys, if I'm robotic on the stream, let me know. Hopefully I'm not. Mid lane, it looks like Gyro's getting aggressive here. Panda ult is down, but it's also daytime, and he will pop the invis, and he should be absolutely fine. The rocket does not hit you when you're invis, so he'll be able to get away. Bottom lane, though, the aggression immediately going out against Fist, and Fist is on the back foot. Here comes the Tool Breath, and PL is just starting to pick up kills left and right, and there you go, Winter's calling me again. Hi, Winter. Am I better?
Yeah, you're fine now.
Okay.
And another fight just broke out at bottom, and 2 more heroes died from Fist.
That Clinks needs his Orchid. He would have it now if it wasn't for that robe.
And the tower is gonna go.
Oh,
no. Phantom Lancer gets the last hit. That's not good.
Yeah, this is a Phantom Lancer. You offensive trying to shut him down, and when we look at net worth, just behind the Brewmaster, ahead of the Clinks, who's had a lane empty. And, in fact, I think Clinks got the last hit on that top tower.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did.
When Fist ran that tri-lane against the Phantom Lancer, because you usually have to run a tri-lane to try and shut the Phantom Lancer down. You can't just let him trade farm with your safe lane carry, because Phantom Lancer will always out-carry most of the heroes that are being used in competitive play right now. Because of that agility gain, you basically can't beat him when it comes to the late game.
You know what the problem is? They don't have any Divine Rapiers yet. This Gyrocopter needs to farm one real quick.
He needs Divine Rapier, Black King Bar, Butterfly, Satanic.
That's quite a wish list. Oh, Panda's got the ult. He blinks in another clap on 4. Here comes the ult, and Winter, this is an unmitigated disaster. Nightstalker will pop his ult. Now he charges in. He wants to fight in the middle of this chaos. Windrunner, how many kills will she pick up with that power shot? Nightstalker thrown up in the air. Now drop back down. Immediately just gets zapped, locked in place, and picked apart. And while this was happening, the mid tower looks like it fell to the PL. Then where did he actually go? Oh, he went to the jungle. Ay. This is not good.
And when you're Fist right now, you should not try to take a team fight already with the Brewmaster ultimate up. You have to just avoid fights, man. He has his split. Try to split push with your Clinks and Gyro, and just hope that during the mid game you are able to bring up more items to fight. That's all they can do right now.
Boy,
since the Orchid's really up.
That robe of the mat, yeah, it's finally up 17 minutes. This is not a very early Orchid for a safe lane Clinks, but he wasn't pulled, and, well, the question is, what can he do with that Orchid now? There are still some squishy targets in the Keeper, 600 HP. Rubik's still pretty squishy. How many points in his... He doesn't have any points in null field, so should die pretty fast to that Orchid Soul Burn. Let's see if he can find some kills. The second nighttime is going to be make or break for them.
It's going to be very critical whether he gets any sort of pickup with his Orchid right now, because they are so far behind and they're desperate to get something going on for the Clinks. He's gonna just wait for his ultimate to consume this creep and probably go hunt after.
You know, it's the one weakness of Clinks, is when his ult is down, he's like a completely different hero. He's so much weaker. He will pop the ult now. There's a sentry ward, but it's really far up the lane. I don't think they're actually going to see him coming. But there's 3 heroes here, and Brewmaster should have a TP. He does, and as Blake Clinks, really aggressive, that tier 1 is down. He's going to start. He silences the Windrunner, then focuses the creeps, and now running into the middle of 3 heroes. Where's the backup? While this was happening, there was a dive mid. Panda's hasted. He wants another kill. PL already has defused a blade up, trying to TP out. There's the spam. There's the clap, and down he goes. Oh boy. They're trying to get aggressive, but it's daytime. And this Clinks just not perfect control there, and even if it was, I don't know if it would have been enough.
You can't... It was actually way too dangerous for him to initiate on those 3 heroes because Rubik has telekinesis, Windrunner has Shackle Shot, and Keeper of the Light has Blinding Light to prevent you from killing. It's really hard to kill if you just... Even if you ultimate one of them, there's another 2 spells to stop you from killing. I really think he should have just waited for the Night Stalker and his teammates to get nearer there before trying to go on them.
You know, I think it comes down to patience. This team is behind. They know they're behind in terms of kills. That the late game is obviously going to go Neolution's way if they're ahead in gold, or even if they're even. And here comes the pressure. Brewmaster blinks in. No 4-man clap for you, sir. In fact, he completely whiffs that one. But the shackle on 2 bails him out hardcore. And the power shot. Look at the spam of this team. Even when the panda clap whiffs, it don't matter.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And look, just so confident. Just struts up to the tower. They do not fear.
Yeah. They're so far ahead right now. They're just playing like a boss.
Panda is silenced, but does it matter? They can't even tickle him. This is a Clinks with an Orchid, normally one of the most fearsome DPSers in the game. Night Stalker did try to find an opening there. Can he do it? He's going to earn and run away. Tombstone is dropped. The tree's cleared out, and the zombie's giving chase, but it's 5 heroes for Neolution. And meanwhile, the Illusion's just wailing away on the tower bottom. Oh, this is not going First Fist's way at all.
I think Neolution should have been the one that has to be more patient just now. If they would have waited slightly a bit more, you won't see the gyro denying the bottom tower now. He could have just let the PR finish off the second tier 2 tower before TPing him in.
Yeah, a little itchy on the trigger finger, but in spite of that, I still think they're in great shape. They're so far ahead. They've have their tier 1 mid up. Fist doesn't really have a great lineup to Ninja Roshan. They don't have a medallion. They don't have a lot of Minus Armor. They have some decent DPS, but I feel like Fist just needs a Hail Mary here. Just some sort of, you know, smoke gank. We haven't even seen them try for it yet.
Good news for them. Second Knight's phase kicks in.
This is do or die. If they don't have a good second night, this is not a good way to start it. If Clinks gets picked off, will he be picked off? He's dusted, he's not shackled, but it will be enough. And for good measure, an Illuminate thrown over where his corpse would have been had he lived. And now they're going to start dewarding the enemy jungle. Ay, ay, ay. This is trouble. In bottom lane, the off lane gyro in the tri lane, forced all the way back to base. He will have his BKB soon, but how much does that really do against the PL?
PL doesn't deal too much of magical damage. It's mainly a mixture, but as the game prolongs, he deals a lot more physical damage. BKB that is not good.
This would be a big kill mid if they can find the Brewmaster, but he's dusted. Can he get out of this one? He's got the ult. He's got the ult. He gets the ult off. Unbelievable. And now Night Stalker on the back foot. Jakiro in trouble. Has Rubik stolen? It will be dual breath, but still a decent spell. Night Stalker's going to hoof it out of there. And I gotta say, this is just not looking good right now. Shackle on Banana, up on the hill, and he's gonna try to run out. I don't think he gets away here. 1 more auto attack, 2, 3 more auto attacks. Down he goes. And meanwhile, PL farming, PL pushing.
Look at the Night Stalker, he's just trying to look for that panda. Where is my panda?
Oh, he was hunting him all the way across the map while that was happening.
Yeah, they're just so far behind, they're just so desperate to get something going on.
Oh, another shackle from KYT. This Night Stalker is spending most of the game just tied to a tree, really cursing himself, and now KYT is going to blink in. There's your 3-man clap. He is just going to auto-attack away here. Another Illuminate, another shackle shot. 1v5 running away. Zombie Apocalypse, but Panda don't care. Panda auto-attacking. That's actually Zombie Wars. Rubik has one as well. Good thing they fixed the bug. Oh, power shot just missing on Juan Leah, and it's 20-5, and PL is not even joining these fights, by the way. He's busy cleaning up the tier 3 bottom. I gotta say, Winter, this is Mount Everest to recover.
Yeah, pretty much very hard and big mountain to climb for this right now. They have to just try to not take bad engages like that, and they really have to learn how to be more patient. They can't just dive against the panda and just hope that he doesn't get a split off or something. They're just playing way too aggressive for when they're so far behind. You have to be a little bit more conservative.
In their defense, they did pick a lineup that requires really good execution in the laning phase. They really couldn't afford to make any mistakes. I would say they had to break even mid, Clinkz had to dominate his lane, and the tri-lane had to at least break even, if not dominate. And when you're up against Keeper, if you don't keep vision, it's almost impossible to break even. So, not in a good position now, but it's sort of understandable. Phantom Lancer trying to run away. Top lane, he will doppel walk out, and should be absolutely fine.
He diffused his own dust off and just went away. Just some little good play there by the PL.
Yeah, you can purge that dust off, and it just makes him such a nuisance to gank. This is where you want a gem. The problem is they're so damn poor. I don't know if anyone... Jesus. Jakiro with boots and a wand. What do we have on the Undying? Boots and a cloak. Nobody's buying... Well, I guess he could buy a gem, but... I mean, if you buy that, then you're never getting those support items up. And speaking of support items, gem... Now the Force Staff coming out next for Keeper. Windrunner has the mech and the Force. It's not even the PL's farm that scares me, it's these supports.
Yeah, LD, and look, when you're talking about gem, Fizz doesn't even have observer wards on their map.
But it feels desperate. I mean, it's felt desperate, honestly, from the 10-minute mark. I think they got a little too desperate too quickly, but now they really are in dire straits.
Yeah, they knew that they didn't have a good start from the laning phase, and when the first night phase kicked in, they were just a bit too over-eager to get things rolling, because the bottom lane didn't work for them after they got spammed out by that triple heroes that got spammed by the eliminate like at least 3 times in the lane. That goes all their regen, and they just couldn't pressure the PL. And their Clinkz was having a hard time against the Windrunner at the top lane, because he didn't have enough regen to compare his regen to the Windrunner's regen. And mid lane, it's natural for the Night Stalker to have a hard time against the Brewmaster, but he fell way too much behind. He was like, at one point at 5 minutes, he had 15 CS and the Brewmaster had 30 CS.
Yeah, it was like 37 to 16 or something really lopsided like that. And well, I was gonna say your mic was messed up, but it seems to be fine now. Double damage, Ags, Blink, Arcanes, and Gem. That is one filthy fat Brewmaster. Is he gonna find that 4-hero clap? Not quite, but there's your BKB on Gyro. To what end, though? What can he accomplish with this? Manly is just not looking very manly right now. Gyrocopter wants to be a man, but I think he's gonna end up being a very sorry helicopter, trying to run away. One lance, and down he goes. The Brewmaster ult is doing work, and they just can't burst that Fire Panda down. Now the Purge on Clinkz. Clinkz gonna drop. This is almost GG. This looks like it might even be Rax. 25 minutes in. Neolution had a lineup that could turtle, but they don't need to.
Yeah, and the Night Stalker, he got shackled to a tree again. You can count how many times he has been spent in the game lying himself in the shackle towards the tree.
I feel like this Windrunner just has a line of rope and she just like closes her eyes, spins it around, and just flings it. And it magically just lashes that Night Stalker to a tree. It doesn't even matter. Oh boy. I mean, what do you do? There's just there's no way to come back at this point.
Night Stalker has a shackle magnet.
Windrunner stands for all that is good and right in the world. Night Stalker is a filthy vampire, and he will pay. Oh,
he will pay for his sins.
The tombstone's stolen again, as though they need a more team fight. Winter, this is a tough loss for Fist, but I gotta say, you know, we talked about it. Their draft they had to win the lanes. Once they didn't win the lanes, the only way they were coming back is if Neolution made big mistakes, and there were definitely no big mistakes this game.
Yeah, and Fizz are the ones making the mistakes.
A tough loss for them, of course, guys. This is double elimination, so Fizz still has a shot to qualify for the SEA League. And, well, just a couple more kills before it's all said and done. Night Stalker driven back to the fountain. There's your GG. So Winter, in this best out of one, it will be Neolution Thailand, one of many Neolutions who triumphs.
Yeah, but it will be definitely good experience and exposure for Fizz. They would be able to learn so much from playing in these leagues, and hopefully we'll see them improve and grow as a team later on in the tournament.
Right. Of course, guys, just a quick look at the brackets while we have a moment here. We should have more action coming up for you in just a few moments, but MSI Evo GT did drop down to the losers bracket, so by forfeit. They had another tournament to play, so they ended up choosing to forfeit for Sino. So Sino will be waiting, or MSI TNC rather, will be waiting. God, that's such a mouthful. MSI TNC will be waiting for Fist in the losers bracket. This is double elimination. You got to move forward if you want to qualify for the event, though. So unfortunately for Fist, they just got walloped, but they're not out of the tournament yet. As for Neolution, Dota, they're looking pretty solid. They're going to move forward into the winners bracket semifinals. I'm LD, he's Winter, and we'll be back in just a little bit with more SEA League action, guys. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoy our casting, twitter.com/LDDota, twitter.com/DotaWinter. Stay tuned. More games coming up soon.